You wake up tired even after a full night of sleep. Not physically tired, mentally drained. Crowded places feel heavy. Conversations exhaust you. Noise overwhelms you. You feel everything too deeply, and you don't know why. A small comment stays in your mind for hours. A tense room changes your mood instantly. Too much interaction makes you want silence. So you slowly withdraw, not completely, just enough to breathe. And sometimes you wonder, why does the world feel louder to you than it does to others? Being a highly sensitive person looks normal from the outside. You go to work, you talk to people, you complete your daily responsibilities. Nothing seems unusual. But inside, your brain processes more information than most people realize. You enter a room and instantly feel the emotional atmosphere. You notice small changes in tone, expression, and behavior. You sense tension before anyone says a word. And without trying, you absorb it. Someone's stress becomes your discomfort. Someone's anger becomes your tension. Someone's sadness becomes your heaviness. This is not overthinking. It is sensory processing sensitivity. Some brains are naturally designed to process deeper emotional and environmental information. Psychology research shows that highly sensitive individuals have a more responsive nervous system. Their awareness is wider. Their emotional processing is deeper. Their reaction to stimulation is stronger. This creates a quiet struggle, because modern life is built for speed and noise. Constant notifications, crowded environments, continuous conversations, emotional pressure, social expectations. For most people, this is manageable. For a sensitive mind, it becomes overload. Not immediately, but gradually, like a glass filling with water drop by drop. At first, everything feels normal. Then comes mental fatigue, then emotional exhaustion, then the need to escape. And eventually, the brain starts protecting itself by shutting down stimulation. You avoid noise, you avoid conflict, you avoid crowded places, you prefer silence. Not because you are weak, but because your nervous system needs protection. Being highly sensitive is not a flaw. It is a different brain design. Your mind is not fragile. It is finely tuned, like a high-quality microphone. A normal microphone captures loud sounds. A sensitive microphone captures every detail, even whispers. Now place that microphone in a noisy environment. It overloads. It distorts. It struggles to function. Not because it is weak, but because it was built for precision. Highly sensitive minds work the same way. They are designed for depth, empathy, awareness, and creativity. But when exposed to constant stimulation, they become overwhelmed. The problem is not sensitivity. The problem is exposure without protection. To understand this, we need to look at how the brain filters information. Inside your brain is a structure called the thalamus. It works like a gatekeeper. Its job is to decide what information enters your awareness. For most people, this gate filters out unnecessary noise. For highly sensitive individuals, the gate remains more open. More sound enters, more emotion enters, more detail enters. The brain receives more data than usual. This information moves to the amygdala, which detects emotional meaning, then to the prefrontal cortex, which tries to analyze and understand it. So instead of ignoring small emotional signals, your brain processes them deeply. A small negative interaction feels intense. A loud environment feels overwhelming. A stressful situation stays longer in your mind. Neuroscience shows that highly sensitive individuals often have stronger activity in areas related to empathy and awareness. This means the brain is constantly working, constantly scanning, constantly interpreting, constantly reacting. Like a computer running too many programs at once. Eventually, it slows down to protect itself. This is overstimulation. Overstimulation leads to fatigue, anxiety, and withdrawal. Your brain is not failing. It is regulating itself, trying to restore balance, trying to reduce pressure. This is why sensitive people need a psychological greenhouse. A greenhouse does not change the plant. It changes the environment. It controls exposure. It controls temperature. It protects growth. Sensitive minds need the same structure, not isolation, but controlled stimulation. The first principle is controlling input. Your brain reacts to everything it sees and hears: noise, social media, conversations, emotional environments. Cognitive psychology calls this stimulus load. More input means more mental energy used. Highly sensitive people reach overload faster, so controlling input becomes essential. Reduce unnecessary noise, limit chaotic environments, avoid constant emotional pressure. This protects cognitive energy, like closing extra tabs on a computer. The second principle is recovery time. The nervous system needs rest to process stimulation. Psychology calls this restorative regulation. Silence allows emotional processing to settle. Quiet time restores balance in the brain. This is why sensitive individuals feel better after being alone. It is not isolation, it is recovery. Even short periods of silence help the brain reset, like cooling down an overheated system. The third principle is emotional boundaries. Highly sensitive people absorb emotions easily. This is linked to empathy and mirror neuron activity. The brain reflects what others feel, so emotional boundaries become necessary. You recognize that not every emotion belongs to you. Other people's stress is not your stress. Other people's anger is not your anger. This creates psychological distance. You stay aware without absorbing everything, like observing waves without drowning in them. The fourth principle is choosing calm environments. Environment shapes mental state. Environmental psychology shows that surroundings affect stress levels and emotional regulation. Soft lighting, quiet spaces, and organized environments reduce mental pressure. Chaotic environments increase stress and anxiety. Sensitive minds need supportive spaces. Your room, your workspace, your routine, and your social circle all shape your mental stability. This becomes your greenhouse. The fifth principle is slowing down your pace of life. Sensitive brains process information deeply. Fast environments create stress. Slower thinking activates the prefrontal cortex, improving emotional regulation. When you slow down, your brain processes information calmly.